What's up, guys? Back with another movie review. Today I'm here to talk about one from Severin Films, and it is Eaten Alive. So, obviously, as you can tell, this is a cannibal movie. The story is that there is this savage cannibal running around in a loincloth in New York City using a blowgun to kill people. Eventually, he's brought down, and they find some film reels on his person, and whenever they watch them, it shows footage of this cult compound of some kind. And, and anyway, there's a woman who finds out about it, and her sister's been missing in the area where the film reels were taken in. So she heads to New Guinea to find her sister under the assumption that she's part of this cult organization. And she wants to rescue her sister. When she gets down there, she finds a former war vet who's going to kind of be her guide and help her find her sister and rescue her from this dangerous cult. She's going to pay him $80,000, and whenever they get there, it's kind of discovered pretty quickly that it's not going to be as simple as they thought to get her sister out. That's the basic premise of the movie. This is a cannibal movie. I'll be honest with you, I love cannibal movies. I think they're some of the most beautiful movies in the horror genre made. I love the contrast between the extreme, brutal, nasty violence and the absolutely beautiful music and the serene locale. But there is a huge issue with these. It's going to keep a lot of people from ever even watching them, let alone really getting into them. And that's the fact that it does have a lot of actual real violence against animals. You can justify it however you want to. You can say, well, it's stock footage, it's no different than nature footage, or that some of these people are actual indigenous people who are doing it as part of whatever. But to me, it's really something that detracts from the movies. And I'm somebody who can watch anything happen if it's fake, but the real violence against animals really bothers me. And I don't ever advocate for fast forwarding or skipping scenes, but honestly, the ones in most of these cannibal movies are not integral to the plot. And so I would hate for people to miss out on what is otherwise a really fun movie because of that. So, just fast forward through those scenes. It sucks. Believe me, it sucks. I wish they weren't there. I wish it hadn't happened. But the reality is that the cannibal genre played up on that. I think because they were trying to shock the audiences who at that time were probably pretty hardened genre fans who you really couldn't shake up any other way than to show them real, actual, violence. This movie is not quite as crazy or violent as some of the other cannibal films, and it's actually kind of considered by a lot of people to be a B-tier cannibal movie. I don't think that's true. I think it has plenty of violence, although some of it is stock footage. It's got a ton of nudity. It's not real vivid or graphic nudity. There's actually not that much full frontal in the movie, but there's just a ton of topless scenes. Mimi Lay is naked for topless through the entire movie, and there's a lot of just weird moments in it. And I have to say that to me, this movie is worth. I don't know what the dog is doing. This movie is worth seeing for no other reason than there's a scene where Jonas, the leader of the cult organization, is doing this really weird fertility rite ritual, and he has a ritualistic dildo that he soaks in fresh snake blood and uses on the subject of the ritual. It is an absolutely batshit crazy scene. It makes the entire movie something that you have to see if you're a cult film fan. But there's a bunch of other crazy stuff in this as well. I wouldn't rank it up there with Cannibal Holocaust, which I think is like the Citizen Kane or King Daddy of cannibal movies. But I definitely think Eaten Alive deserves to be considered among the top tier in the genre, at least in my opinion. The Blu-ray from Severin Films has a new transfer. It's completely uncut. It's also got a bunch of interviews with the director, a documentary on Mimi Lay, production design interview, actor interviews, and then a Q&A session from 2013. This is all first-hand account information, which is awesome. I'm so glad there's not a bunch of blogger or podcast related stuff on here. It's awesome to have the first-hand information like this. The transfer looks really good. I've seen it on a bunch of different formats, this movie, and this is by far the best-looking version. It still has that kind of rough look to it, which is what it's supposed to look like. So I'm glad they didn't over scrub it or over clean it up, but it looks really, really nice. I don't think any fan of the movie or the genre will have any issues with this transfer. It's really good work. So I think the disc is definitely worth it if you're a fan of the movie. Again, I know this is kind of a hard sell because of the violence against animals, and a lot of people will just say, I'm not going to watch it, period, because of that. But if you're a fan of cult films or horror, I definitely recommend you still check it out and just fast forward through the scenes. You're not going to make a statement now. They don't make movies like this anymore. It's not like you're going to be making some big political statement by not watching it. Just fast forward and enjoy the movie for what it is. And that's my review of Eaten Alive. If you want to read my full write-up, you can go to markfusion.com to read that, as well as over 1,000 other movie reviews and TV show reviews, video game reviews, anime reviews. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at markfusion. You can go to Patreon and get exclusive content. $5 a month gets you the exclusive videos. And I'm also on Letterboxd if you want to see what's coming up next. I usually post quick snippets there, so you can kind of get an idea of what's going to come up here. But the best way you can help me out, as always, is just to hit that sub button. Miko thinks you should hit the sub button, and that's a free, easy way to support me and help me to continue to make content. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.